What's up, everybody? You're listening to Where's My 40 Acres, the Boob Tube podcast, and this week we're reviewing the blackest show on television right now. FX is on Atlanta. Shout out to Donald Glover, man.
I mean, how would you know you were alive unless you knew you would die?
My boy hooked you up. He made you the lemon pepper joints, but these got the sauce on them.
Life itself is but a series of close calls.
What is good, everybody? You are listening to the Where's My 40 Acres podcast, and this is the Boob Tube Atlanta recap, episode 8, The Woods, the Paperboy story. This is the end of the Paperboy trilogy right here. A lot of our hearts almost stopped this week because we talked about a theory on last week's review episode that we said didn't make no fucking sense and not to put that shit out into the world. And then this episode went down, and Lord, I almost thought this nigga was about to get shot.
Me too.
That shit ain't funny, man. Like, I didn't breathe for a good 45 seconds. And fat people need to breathe. Y'all can't be doing that to me every week.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, this episode was crazy.
Yeah, there was at least 2 times I thought he was gonna die. Like, legit.
I mean, he was in a death situation. In real life, he'd be dead right now. You don't survive 2 death attempts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that one by blade, shit, he might as well have been in prison. All the death threatening he was catching is a bit too real. He likes it real, I know. But I guarantee you he won't enjoy this fake life much more now.
Yeah, he got all the real he needed or didn't want.
So every Robin season episode, as we have said before, has been going with this theme of Robin season, a particular theme of Robin season. And I think that they have done a very good job. The writers, despite there being different writers throughout the season for episodes, I think they've done a very good job of streamlining people's own little subplot points that correlate to their version or their Robin season theme. I'm still not sure what Ern's is or his is going to be, so I wait for that episode. But Paperboy's I'm real, I ain't about that fake shit has been set up since episode 1 this season. And it all came to head this last Thursday night when keeping it real went wrong.
All the way wrong.
Yeah. And I guess what he was robbed of was his realness, his identity. Because you can't be Alfred and Paperboy, bruh. You just can't.
And that notion that he's been holding on to, that shit hasn't changed. You know, like, I'm still the same person. I'm still the same. I'm in the same spot and everything like that. And it's like, no, you're not. You know, you walking around, you got gold singles, you motherfuckers are recognizing you and shit like that. You can't just be the same dude you were.
It all started with the lemon pepper wet. Things changed once he got the lemon pepper wet. You know, I mean, Deidre, what'd you think about this episode?
It was interesting just because in the beginning how at one point it was like he was almost depressed, just kind of like sitting in that house. And then when he started, you know, when he went with that girl, and I don't know, it seemed like he liked her. And I kind of was like, well, are we going to get like another side of Paperboy? Like, you know, more like digging, you know, somebody else besides himself. But yeah, that went completely left. But I thought it was a really good episode. And I do agree, like, yeah, he was definitely robbed of his realness because even at the when they were getting their feet done, and she was trying to explain certain things to him about Brandon and, yada, yada, yada. He was saying, that's not me. I'm real, like those type of quotes. So I think he got his eye opener this episode.
I feel like Teddy Perkins is the best episode this season, the best written shot episode. I feel like The Woods is my favorite episode though, because I like what they've done with Paperboy's story. I like that they've always kept his character kind of obscured, pretty much very real up front to people's faces. Like you in a moment know how he feels from his expression. He doesn't overdo it. He doesn't underdo it. He just does it. And they have kept that. But now he has to work on changing that because he cannot be the same person that he wanted to be. He cannot be the paperboy that we liked seeing on Montague. He has to be somebody that when in the spotlight can own his 15 minutes because you don't know when it's going to run out. And if you're really trying to get paid, you got to feed into the culture vulture. Like that's just how it is. It's no other way around this shit. And I feel like not just that, I like that this episode had Sierra as a character, as a voice, as that reality that Earn is supposed to be for him.
Yeah, that was another thing too.
And Sierra was that voice this episode. This is somebody who came from stripping to Instagram star. She's an Instagram model now, I'm assuming, or maybe an Instagram hair product person.
It sounds like, this wig, because she said about her wigs and her face, so it sounds like, she does pretty much like a multitude of things, not just one type.
Yep. And she's completely embracing it because making money this way is a lot fucking better than making that shit in a strip club, I'm sure. Not to mention she schools him on the free shit you should be getting. Have your manager get him to sing you some shoes. You be like, well, they send us a couple bottles every once in a while. And she giggling like, nigga, I get bottles in the mail like regular mail. That ain't new.
But it also showed that, everybody's been telling him to, move on from Earn. Like that's been like a recurring thing of, kind of stepping up. But I kind of think he hasn't really wanted to take that next step. Because, if you remember when, that first call they got, Earn was like, hey, you signed those papers yet? Nah, man, I ain't got to them yet. Hey, man, they're going to need them by like next Tuesday or something. So he's not pressed to even really push Earn or saying like, we got to get this thing going. And that theme of that kind of that standing still that came up later at the end of the episode. And I think it'd be cool to see going forward if he presses Earn.
Well, I think we have to get Earn's story. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that's gonna go down. Because like I said, I don't know exactly where they standing with his whole Robin season thing. I know we've been talking about the chip on his shoulder, but beyond that, the only thing he did was rob Van of her time. Invested in their relationship. That's pretty much been his Robin season theme. And he hasn't really robbed Paperboy of any opportunities, but he hasn't done a good job as a manager either. I feel like he's doing more now than he was before. And Earn's dad said in season 1, when Earn puts his mind to some shit, he can do it. That was kind of the whole point that a lot of us supported him being Paperboy's manager. We saw what he was able to do to get that song on the radio. But since then, it's been kind of stale. And they should be making more moves, not waiting on the next set of white women tears.
And I was gonna say we haven't even seen a lot of Earn this season. I feel like I ain't seen a nigga in the last, I feel like since the Helen episode, we ain't really seen a lot of them.
Well, when you put makeup on your face.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely curious if they. Well, I hope that they go into more of like this whole we went to college, but then we dropped out, and now we're just kind of self-loathing all over the place. He's not. I mean, he has no drive. Like he doesn't have a push, and he's really like a pushover. So in situations where the manager needs to be more of the aggressive, type person, like he's definitely not like that.
I say that he hasn't been robbed of his opportunity, but to piggyback kind of on what you're saying, Deidre, it would fit if it was shown that he was robbed of his confidence as a black man from that institution. Now, I did have a theory based on this today of how Atlanta was going to go, because Twan and I talked about how Atlanta is going to end soon. It's just not going to. It's not a show that they're going to run for probably 6 or 7 seasons.
Yeah.
That's not what I.
Oh no, you can't do that. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get one. I feel like we get one more, but if we get 2, if they go 4 seasons, I'll be surprised.
I think we're going to get one more, and I think it fits into the whole trilogy motif and how that works. So, typically in a trilogy, you get the first film, you get the second film, which more fleshes out the characters and a little bit of the story, and then you get the third film. And the third film in the trilogy typically is the most important, because that's the one that goes back and gives you more information about something that happened at the very beginning and changes your perspective of the whole story. Right? Or gives you more information to better understand the whole story, and it makes the pieces all fit together, and then things end. So I feel like if they held off Ernst what happened at Princeton story to like the opening of the 3rd season, that would give us more information about his character and would allow for Atlanta to wrap itself up at the end of the 3rd season.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if that's what they do, but I do also think that showing he was robbed of his confidence would also work for this season and explain the whole chip on his shoulder shit. Because there's gotta be, it must have been bad what happened to him. It had to have been bad, because it's a lot of bad shit happening to him now that he's able to live with and deal with. My nigga is sleeping in a storage container, and he was kind of okay with that. So whatever happened at Princeton must have been really bad.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see how that goes. The next episode looks like all of them are in it, so that's probably not going to be Ernst's episode. I'm assuming it's probably going to be the end of this season again, like they did.
I mean, what episode we on now?
8.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be 10 episodes this season.
I thought it was 11. It's only 10?
It's 11.
It's 11.
11.
Yes, we got 3 episodes left.
It's 11.
So we'll figure that out. But let's go ahead and let's talk about this episode. So this one opens up with Paperboy asleep on the couch, and they do a transitional flashback. Wow. To when his mother was alive. I'm assuming everybody thought that was knows that's his mother.
Yeah.
I don't want
to. She said son.
Yeah.
She said, I didn't raise you to be like this, so.
I'm just making sure. Sometimes niggas be over speculating with these shows. They be like, but what if that was, a different reality?
I'm sure there was a lot of people that didn't remember that his mom isn't living.
So, okay. So like you, good transition. Cause I actually looked this up. So for one thing, they said, at the end of the episode, they did a RIP to a woman. I can't remember exactly what her name was. And this is kind of fucked up, because I had this all written down going through my Twitter stuff, and now I fucking lost it. But I'll get back to it in a second. I'll look it up while we're going through this. But his mother did die. And when I looked up the woman's name that they did a RIP to at the end of the episode, I found a story related to it about a car crash out here in Brandywine, Maryland, which isn't far from us. And it was a man driving, a woman passenger, and they got into an accident. Somebody hit them, and I think they died on impact or something like that. And it was May 2016. And what I did was I found an old interview. Well, I found an interview. It wasn't old, with Paperboy, with Brian Tyree Henry. And in the interview, he said, well, my mom's died back in May 2016. So I'm like, wait, is he from Maryland? Because, his mother was up here under a different name. And from what I heard, I think people were saying he was from North Carolina, maybe, or something like that. Or South Carolina.
Really?
I'm not sure where he's from exactly. Somebody else was like, he's not from Maryland. I think he's from somewhere else. But you put two and two together, that woman that died in the car crash up here, that was his mother.
Wow.
So it's
They really?
Huh?
They really?
Like really, yeah, his mother really died in May of 2016.
So he's from. They're saying he was born in Fayetteville,
Okay, so it was North Carolina.
but he went to school. He went to Morehouse here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, he received his bachelor's from Morehouse and his master's from Yale School of Drama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were going back because I might just be misremembering this shit, but I thought like in the first episodes when Ern went back, when Ern first met up with them, that he said something about like, I'm sorry about your moms.
No, what happened was,
or sorry about aunt so and so, something like that.
No, what happened was when he ran up on Paperboy and told him he needed a manager and stuff. Paperboy was like, "Man, I ain't even heard from you. When my mama died, where was you at?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I knew it was something in that conversation that made it seem like that established that his mom died.
Right. Because the only reason Paperboy ended up giving him a shot was because he had talked to Ern's dad. He had went over there to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was where he realized Ern mama don't like nobody. Don't like Ern, don't like Paperboy. If you do some shit, she ain't fucking with you. She keeps it real.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his mother really did die. And if you think about it, season 1 of Atlanta was 2016.
Yeah, wow.
So they legit wrote around his real life experiences. It got a little real.
So we're saying the woman they dedicated to was actually the actor's mother.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get her name right, man.
Oh, the person. I thought I just saw it. They said her name, Willow Dean Curse.
Yeah, that's it.
Kearse.
Curse, yeah.
That's they're saying, this is on Wikipedia, passed away early 2016. The Atlanta episode Woods was dedicated to her.
Yep. So he, flashback of his mother, telling him, don't be lazy, get your butt up, it's almost noon. And it transitions in the present time, him laying in the same spot, basically to show y'all that he's been stuck in the same position for a while. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what they were showing you. Because he literally laying the same way from 2 years ago in the present. Mm-hmm. And the apartment even looks the same. They didn't move none of the clothes that wasn't folded or nothing around the house. All that shit was still there.
See, I took it differently. I thought it was just him having a flashback to it. And then that day just happened to be the anniversary of her death.
That's another way to take it.
And he was remembering because like when Ern called, the first thing he was like, "You okay?" And he was like, "Yeah."
And Darius said the same thing when he walked in the kitchen. "You all right?"
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's not usually how they kind of greet him. So I was thinking like he, he had a thing like his mom, like we all had a time when our mom wake us up and she's just talking in the background, you just sleep. And so he's like, and then she starts humming that good old gospel song. And then it was great because they blended that right into, it almost blended into like the buzzing of the phone. Mm-hmm. So him kind of looking back and being like, oh, she's not here. And I thought, okay, that was just this is the anniversary of that day.
Yep. I think it's both. I think it's showing that he's having a flashback of her on maybe on an anniversary. I don't know if it was a birthday or the day she died. And also, I think it shows that he's been stuck in the same position, keeping it real. And he has not moved forward, which is pretty much what the rest of the episode is about. That you can't stand still. Staying still, you're gonna die. Got to move. So cut to the scene. Darius offers him some spaghetti because Darius is making spaghetti from scratch.
You're making some pasta.
I love how when he said he gonna put his foot in it, he literally.
Y'all was waiting to see if Darius was broken
Darius.
after Teddy Perkins. That was your sign.
Yeah, I just love Alfred was all like kind of like just like, yeah, man, I'm here, man, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, man, you hungry? About to make some pasta. And he just perks up. Nigga, when'd you learn how to make pasta?
In my dreams.
He said in a dream, man.
In a dream.
Did he say what what Mr. McCheese or something was there?
I don't know who he said came to him. I don't understand Darius.
Some white woman from like a mid-90s romantic comedy was there.
Yeah.
Bruh, Darius.
Oh,
Darius logic. So Alfred leaves because he get a buzz from Sierra. She outside. She's his ride, and I think this is also like pointing to the fact that he does not want to make any commitment. He just wants to stay in his rut. Darius asked him about Sierra. Is that getting serious? He's like, nah.
You do? I thought you don't do girlfriend.
Nah. The guy don't. Goes and gets in the car. They roll off, and they come back, and they're at a store, shopping or whatnot. Well, they get in the car and they just had a conversation. And
yeah, she starts talking about, the strip club she used to strip at.
I probably grinded on your junk.
Yeah. Then like his song comes on the radio. And then I like that part because when you heard his song play, you got to see that little smile that he did, which kind of showed like, he was proud of it. Because honestly, if you look, if you think back, there's never that time where he kind of like seems like he sits back and like enjoys what's happening.
Because he
like, even after the woman did that whole rant, he was just it still felt like this bravado, like we got this money and stuff like that. But when he listened to it with her, it was like, yo, this is cool. I'm listening to myself on the radio, and this was like a dream at one point is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me play that scene.
Like before we was anything special, I could have been grinding on your junk, thinking you was just another dumb, broke nigga.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. And I could have thought you was just another stuck-up hoe with too many damn stretch marks. Crazy.
God, I'm so glad you could kick it today.
I be worried about women like her. Because that should have been offensive.
With that hearty chuckle?
Yes. That chuckle always scares me as like a crazy chuckle. It's like I could stab you right now, but nigga, you funny. I ain't gonna stab you right now.
Yeah, that's one of them chuckles where it's like you can say something and think you joking with her, but she don't take it as a joke that time. And then one time you can be really mad at her and say some fucked up shit, and then she just laugh at you like, "Nigga, you crazy," and you like you don't know where you stand.
Mm-hmm. So they're taking the strip,
and he knows she crazy.
She the way she yelled at them women working on her toes, she absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now I don't know what this thing is doing. Oh, they had the foot salon. So they roll up and they go to this first shop, and she pulls out some shoes for him, and she basically like, you can't hold on to that thug shit much longer, nigga. You got to wear some fly shit. You got an image to maintain. You paper boy.
I think it was great when she said nobody wants to see somebody famous who looks like them, bruh. And I was like,
that's
she right. True. She right.
No, she was right. Her delivery sometimes was, scary. But no, a lot of stuff she was saying was right. It's just stuff Paperboy didn't want to hear.
I was trying to figure out if this was the same girl that laughed at Earn, but I think it's a different woman. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the other girl that laughed at Earn was different.
Wait, was the other girl's name Sierra? Ooh, let me pull up my notes.
Start with the M.
Hold on, let me pull up my notes. I know I wrote them down. Let's see. First, I gotta find my damn notes.
Oh.
I can't find my notes.
Yeah, like I think that was, unless their hair was different, I thought that was a different girl.
I know the other girl's hair out, but this girl had a wig on anyway. She said she was selling wigs, so.
Yeah, she do the wigs. But I thought even facial-wise, I thought she was different. But yeah, that could have been the same, because the laugh kind of was the same.
That's why I'm thinking it was the same girl. But again, I could be wrong.
High-pitched cackle.
Ah, them cackles. You don't got no friends like that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I was about to say, I know you got some cackling friends. Y'all in Atlanta too? People be getting it down. I know they be down there cackle-lacking.
Yes, we definitely do. I know girls like her. Absolutely.
Which
Loud
episode?
for no reason. Can't take them nowhere because they show the fuck off.
It's not the same girl. The other girl name was Tar, and Ern called her Regina. So this season alone, Paperboy has been with a Regina, a Tara, and now a Ciara. And for people on Twitter trying to spell this young woman's name, it's spelled Sierra like the Sierra, like the American land type Sierra or the vehicle Sierra. It's not spelled like the singer.
It's not with a C, it's with an S. Right.
I seen a lot of people calling her the R&B singer. I was like, that's not it. That's not it. So they go to this little shopping center and she picks out this shoe. They had this conversation about how he needs to step his game up. They had this conversation about Ern basically, and he kind of just like, man, Ern don't know how to do all that. When she suggests that Ern or get your manager, like she doesn't have a personal relationship, it seems, with her manager. It's kind of like a person you hire, right? They do things for you. That's pretty much it. Ern is his cousin. It's a little different. Be like, yo, get your manager to get them for you. I guess he could talk to Ern, but he won't even sign the papers for Ern. I don't know how Ern gonna get him a shoot.
And Ern's not pressing it. Ern's not pressing like how, if it's that important. Like, I'd be like, okay, we're going to get these papers signed by today. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, more of a forceful type thing. That's not Ern. So, how can you expect him to be more aggressive in Ern's, in Paperboy's career doing stuff?
Mm-hmm. So, she starts ordering some shoes for him in the store to try on, because she ain't even give him a size.
Hey!
Can I get some help over here? I'm going to need these in a few sizes. She didn't even ask him what his size was. She was just like, a few sizes. I need these in a couple sizes. He said, dang, girl, you just going to, you be bossing white people around? She's like, somebody's got to do it. I was like, listen, put it on the shirt. Sell it. Please, somebody's got to do it. They cut to the next scene and they stepping outside and she's taking some Instagram pictures with some fans who recognize her.
Mm-hmm.
And Paperboy just kind of looking at her like, yo, that'll never be me. Nigga, little do you know. And they walk next door into the nail shop. He's a gentleman, opens the door for her. Paperboy is ticklish. Now we know this. He's a grown man that's ticklish. And they kind of just start talking about what Sierra's kind of talking. And I got to be honest, I would hope to see more of her character because she just keeps it real. And I like watching crazy from my side of the TV.
Yeah, she was, no, she's definitely crazy. She's definitely crazy. Especially when she told them women, you only speak English around me.
Nigga, I've seen people do that shit, and it's so fucked up.
That is wild. It's wild fucked up.
It's automatically assuming that, these folks are talking about you.
But also, she acts like an asshole towards them, so of course they're talking about her. Like she fully knows they're talking about her.
Mm-hmm. They should be talking about her. She a hot ass mess. Just keep it 100. But here's that scene.
And all that fake shit. I'm just trying to stay real. Oh, that's funny? Huh? That shit funny to you?
Kinda. Shit, you on the radio and you making money. You been not real.
오늘 그래서 에리가 학교를 갔는데
Y'all gotta speak English if you working on me. Don't play with me. I will call Marco over here, and he will bounce both of your asses out the door. See, when they start speaking in another language, that's when you know they talking shit. Especially her. She got an attitude every time I come up in here, talking to me about her nose.
But why you bring me here?
We hanging, paper boys.
It's crazy. But watch out for her,
We
dog.
hanging, paper boy.
She is Atlanta thick, but boy, she also crazy. There's a whole lot of crazy going on up there.
Yeah, she definitely is crazy.
I took a little bit of offense to the line niggas be acting like grooming themselves as gay, cause I don't think it's gay. I just don't care.
No, there's a lot of niggas that really think that.
Oh no,
shit, though,
I
man.
definitely
really
know
do.
that. I definitely know. I'm just saying, me in particular, watching this, I did a little bit of that projection that some of y'all be doing when y'all watch this show and y'all get mad about shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't not groom myself because I think it's gay. I'm just lazy, and I don't care.
Yeah. There's some niggas out there who really be like, all I do is wipe my balls, nigga. And like, okay, that's not good. You need to do more than that. Like, there's a big middle between like wiping your balls and getting a mani-pedi every day. Like there's a middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Put some
Get
lotion
a
on
haircut.
Put some
cut
lotion
your
on your
beard,
tank.
you know
nigga.
what I mean? Put some deodorant on.
Lotion your
Right.
ass. Stop showing up to women's houses with ashy asses. That shit's ridiculous.
But you know,
Okay.
especially the manicure pedicure part, because I mean, I think haircuts are pretty much something a lot of dudes enjoy getting, but like the manicure pedicure thing, because it's automatically assumed that these are things that just women do. Worry about their feet, worry about their hands. Why your hands soft? Soft hands mean you a soft man. Like those things. So I know men that go get their toes done, and it's not like they're getting a color. Like they got purple or anything on their toes. Even if they did, I mean that's their business. But yeah, it's just automatic, especially like the getting your hands and feet done. It's always been like something of, oh, you quote unquote gay. Why you want your hands to be soft?
Niggas need to
Real
get over
men don't
that
have
shit.
soft hands.
No, real men that work hard have rough hands. I don't
Yeah.
do that shit.
I don't work hard, nigga.
I went to too much school
I work
to
on
have rough
computers.
hands.
You know what I'm saying?
My
play
daddy
video
worked a lot of
games.
hard jobs. He got rough hands. So my goddamn hands can be soft.
I like lotions. I like different types of lotions. I want almond oil lotion, cocoa shea butter lotion.
You know what I'm saying, man? Sometimes you just got to experiment. You see something like, ooh,
I seen a
shea butter and almond oil. Okay, let's get some of this. Try this. See what this feels like.
I seen a vanilla oat bean with a rice milk blend lotion. I was
You know
like,
what I'm saying,
that sounds
man?
great.
You get some of
Rice
that.
milk.
You get some of that like vanilla oatmeal body wash. You know, man. You got to see how that shit works.
Sometimes I bathe in lotion like white women. It's nothing
You know
wrong
what
with
I'm
that.
saying?
That's how I groom.
Get your little soap with some tea tree oil in it. You know,
Right. Back in the
little
day, I
mint
just
body
used to-
wash, open up your sinuses and everything. It's
back in the
wonderful.
day, I just used to throw some baby oil on. I just wipe my hands and just throw baby oil, leave my fingerprints everywhere. If it was a crime committed in the area and I went through there with my baby oil on, I probably did it. Because I just left my fingerprints everywhere. But I done graduated to lotions.
That's too funny.
Grown man lotions. Bath and body lotions. So Paperboy gets pissed when she takes a picture of him for the gram. Because she talks to him about basically she wants to do one of these fake relationships that we talked about during the Champagne Poppy episode a little bit. That these celebrities be doing. We talked about it on the podcast as well. Are these celebrities really beefing like this? Are they really just going together? Like, why is The Weeknd dating Justin Bieber's ex? Like, what is up? Is it a small pool of vagina to pull from and penises as well? But the reality is people do be trying to put their brands together to bring their audiences together.
PR
boost themselves.
relationships happens all the time.
Ricochet boosting. So, the Newton's third law of boosting. It's pretty much what it is. And she like, they ain't gotta fuck all the time. You know, if he get
I
tired,
know that was funny when she said that.
if he get tired of fucking her, it's cool. They can still take Instagram selfies.
I like how she said it too, because she said like, you still gonna get the fuck at least once, nigga. Like,
I know.
Like,
You still get some perks.
I would say other niggas I brand with, they don't get the fuck. But you, I like you, Paperboy.
I like how
It's not all the time, but
right.
You know.
I just like how she assumed he clearly wouldn't want the pussy all the time. I know how you are, Paperboy. Tara, Regina, Ciara. You need your space. You ain't gotta fuck me all the time. You can have a variety, nigga. We just do this for the gram. And she takes a picture and he gets really upset. He acts like a fucking vampire. And he's like, yo, delete that picture. And she like, why you tripping? You being real touchy today. And he like, no, just delete the picture. Just delete the picture. And he ain't trying to have this conversation about how he should be okay with selfies. He don't do selfies. He's a real nigga. Delete that picture.
But, you know, but also he was still I mean, you saw how he changed when he was like, she's like, yeah, you know, it's cool being with you, you know, because some niggas be all funny when it come to this. And you see him like sit up and like what you mean? Mm-hmm. So like him hearing that and then her just taking the picture of the two of them in the thing, I feel like if they just took the picture in the car, he might have said the same thing, but he wouldn't have got as adamant about it as you gonna take a picture of me with my feet in water and shit like that.
Getting a mani-pedi. Yeah, that didn't go over so well because he hopped the fuck up out the seat and he just walked out barefoot with his shoes in his hands. Hear feet slapping on the floor. Anybody hear that loud feet slapping noise?
Yeah, good wet feet.
Sound like he just got out the pool on concrete, slapping his feet all the way across the floor. And she said, I drove. He said, I can walk, ho. I feel like she was a little turned on.
She probably like, oh, he'll be calling me later.
Niggas don't be walking away from me and calling me a hoe like that. That's sassy. I can't.
Yeah, with the laugh.
I can't take her to a comedy show. We can't go see no Tyler Perry films. Cause you know
she be the one that be yelling at the screen.
Cause you look at Taraji. You better tell him Taraji. He crazy. Girl, he crazy. I'm like,
She be the one to be like, fuck that nigga.
When she threw that nigga off the boat, I was like, get that bitch an award. Nah, I'm good. So he kind of just walk in and then kind of throw this jazz music behind him. Kind of stuck in his funk, not having a good day. And God damn it, he runs up on these three boys. And I can tell by their hairstyles they about to rob him. Now that sounds racist. But one of them niggas I think had his dreads held together by a regular rubber band. And if that ain't a robber's uniform. And they had a cup.
Giving me Dade County dreads. I was like, uh-oh.
It was very niggerish.
He had a cup for no. I know won't know nothing in that cup. He just walking around with it holding it because he paid for that cup. He ain't put it.
I mean, they had the nigger bingo. Like they had the old like sedan from the early 90s that like there's one of their mama's car that passed down. That's just silver. Nigga had a jean jacket on. There's always in the group. It's always one nigga that got a jean jacket on. One nigga had braids, like you said, with a rubber band. Other one just started his braids. It was just a lot of shit that's just like, these niggas are trouble.
Okay. And this is kind of where it all, damn it. It was a point
downhill.
It was, and what's funny is I didn't hear the conversation that they were having before they realized it was Paperboy until the second time I watched it. But these niggas are literally having a debate about Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, they were talking about like the importance of going to see the movie or some shit like that.
Wow.
I just know they was having a damn debate about Star Wars and they niggas that rob people. So nerds rob people too, y'all. Because they was having a damn great debate about Star Wars.
Wow.
So they noticed that it's him and that awkward conversation shit where you know you about to get robbed, he knew it. Like he could see it. They ain't had much to say. But
and once they posted up on the side of him, like he knew it was going down.
One of them was even like, I can't wait to tell my brother. And I'm like, what? Did y'all rob and kill Paperboy?
Yes. Yes.
Man, we love that new song, bro. I was your mama crazy with it.
I appreciate that, man.
When I tell my brother about this, he gonna trip.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So what are you doing here?
So what are you doing here?
Just living,
You
man.
alone? You ain't got no car?
That question right there. You alone? You ain't
Yep.
got no car? Oh, my God.
Like you ain't got no people's close?
Ain't allowed to walk.
Right.
Oh, you keeping it real. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, shit.
First of all, why do you need to shoot a nigga that you robbing? Just take the shit and go. What the fuck is you shooting them for? And these little ass niggas, like, shout out to Paperboy. He got nothing but fucking heart, dog. That nigga took like 3 punches to the face, all the body shots, and never let that gun go.
Yeah, no, that's life
He
for
really
death right
did.
there. That's life for death right there.
Like, these dudes, one of them threw ice in his face, and that's when the other one talking about, I can't wait to tell my brother hit him. These little punk ass niggas robbing people like this.
They are not niggas, man. They're nigglets.
Nigglets, whatever you want to call it. They the cutlets of niggas. And he holding on to that gun for dear fucking life. And they snatch his watch and they take his chain. And the other one tries to shoot.
Yeah,
still tries
because
to
one
kill
dude
him.
was like, I got his watch, and he goes run away. The other dude grabs his chain, and Paperboy basically just pushes his ass off, and the chain goes with it because he's trying to make sure he keeps control of this damn gun.
Right. And
And then he
Paperboy.
had to headbutt the dude.
Mm-hmm. Fucking hard, dog. Like, he is so he need to be a UFC fighter.
I wanted him to stomp that little nigga.
I
though.
really did. Nigga, when that dude fell on the ground, I was like, bro, you got to go step on his face. But I know that would have not went the way the episode wanted it to. They needed him to run into the woods. So he turned around. And again, children, this is why sometimes you should wear a belt. Because if you have to run away into the woods, it's hard to run and hold your pants up at the same time.
He was holding on for dear life.
So at this point, y'all, you hear the boy who tried to shoot him say, Paperboy, where you going? Now, is that real? At this point, what is real and what isn't?
That's a good point, because I feel like that was real.
But he hears it again.
But it does start to go into that part of what is really real after this.
So I think one of the reasons this is my favorite episode, because the woods has this whole Alice in Wonderland feeling, and I feel like the old dude in the woods is like the Cheshire Cat. And he serves no real purpose but to make you think.
Yep.
So,
Look at you with literary references and shit.
I'm over here doing my Tyree dance after he had sex and baby boy with old girl.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever it is. It's like flying a plane because your arms is the plane. I don't know what it's called. It's called the I Can't Act, but I Yell in My Songs dance. That's what it's called. Yeah, he runs into the woods and he hides behind a log. What did he pull out a knife? Oh, he grabbed a broken twig and was gonna use it to stab.
Hey man, whatever you got.
I mean, the way he just fought, I believe he could do it. So anyway, he lays there for a while, and when he decides to get up, start walking, he kind of hears that boy yell again, and then it's just this old dude behind him.
Who's that? What the fuck, man?
What the fuck?
Hey, look, man, I don't want no trouble out there. I'm just passing through.
You looking for them boys? Them bad boys?
Yeah. Yeah, you seen which way they went?
Yeah, I seen. They went that way. Then they went that way. Then they went there.
So, okay. Is there symbolism in this? Because he says they went that way, he points to the left. And he says they went that way, and he points to the right. And then he says, and then they went there, and he points up to the sky. So I feel like he's saying them niggas died.
I don't know. That's deeper than me right now.
I feel like he was saying the bad boys are all around us, and they die.
They end up leaving,
and they die. And he kind of just laughs and he looks at Paperboy, and Paperboy's response is, "Nope." He turns around and walks. Nope.
See, to me, look, and it was funny because that right there is the difference between Paperboy and Darius. Darius would have stayed and tried to say a conversation with that nigga, or he would at least responded to that. But Alfred looked at it and immediately said, "Nah," and walked the fuck away.
Nope. All right, I'm just passing through.
You looking for them boys?
Yeah, you seen which way they went?
Yeah, I seen. They went that way.
I just want y'all to hear the note.
Then they went that way. Then they went there.
Nope.
That laugh.
That was it. Just nope.
Also, man, like, cause was he hearing a mixture of that dude laughing, but also his mother humming?
So I think it was the dude humming. Because like the first set of hums sounded like the guy humming, and I thought the other set of hums was still him humming. But it's weird because it sounds like he's humming from a distance and echoing off of the trees.
But also it's almost like he's humming the same tune because you know his mom was humming a gospel tune, and then at the end of the show, Paperboy himself is humming that gospel tune.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice Paperboy was humming at the end.
Yeah, because his mom was humming. What's that? God, if I hear it, it's an old. If you went to church, you heard this damn song. It's an old church song, and she was humming that. But he was like, when he was opening up the thing to get the drink at the end, he was humming it.
Oh, okay, and then he took the picture.
So I didn't know if he was hearing like just mixtures of that. But also with the old dude just being old and crazy.
All right. Well, Paperboy tries to leave, and the guy keeps following him through the woods, and he's been lost in the woods all day. And I want to make sure that we don't miss this because it's kind of this Blair Witch moment. But he sees this deer carcass as he's walking, and later that night, he sees the same deer carcass again. That's to let you know he's walking in circles, which is pretty much to show that he's stuck metaphorically and physically.
Yeah.
And literally.
And the results of being stuck is death.
Right. That's when this guy gets crazy, and this guy's kind of like, I think this guy is mostly Paperboy's conscience. He has been having this internal battle with being real and being fake and having to move forward and accept things and let things go. And literally, he had to put a knife to his own throat to force himself to make a decision. Yeah, you either stay stagnant and you die, or you take that next step and you accept the path that's been placed in front of you that you had a hand in putting there. You didn't have to make that song. You didn't have to try to be a rapper.
That's true.
This was your decision.
But also sometimes is that, that fear of success. Like, when you do something and you say, "Oh, this is what I want," and then when it all comes to you, you're like, "Okay, is it really what I want?"
I wonder if
he knows that he has to change at some point if he does.
Yeah.
You got to do something different. You can't just be like, because a lot of us will say, "Oh, this is what I want. This is what I want," but we want that while we stay in the same place that we are now. and wanting that and actually changing, that shit's scary.
Yeah. It takes effort and work and possibility of failure. And that'll turn anybody away, the possibility of failure. So, Lord knows, I don't think he needs that.
That's you. Dear Gus. That's what I call you. Big, old, black boy, Dear Gus. You're stubborn. You're stubborn and you're black.
I'm serious, man. Leave me the fuck alone!
Boy, you is just like your mama.
What?
What's the matter? You looking all crazy? You don't think they're gonna outslip me. Stand up and make a decision about how you getting out of here.
Nigga, just leave me alone. God damn.
Make the decision.
Nigga.
Keep standing still. You're gone, boy. You're wasting time. And the only people who got time are dead. And if you're dead, I'm gonna take them shoes. And your wallet. And that shirt.
All right.
I just like the I just like the realness of that scene, dog. Like it's this he's making this really, really wise statement about standing still in the most scary fashion. And you're listening to it like, oh, I'm supposed to be getting a lesson from this. And then it takes a turn and he's like, and if you die, I'm going to take them shoes and your watch and your shirt. And it's like, oh, wait, this nigga crazy.
But I mean, like if you think about it, that's not that crazy. Because when you die, that stuff is gone and the world keeps turning. So yeah, somebody will take your stuff. It will be moved.
That's from that point. Yes, I'm saying for me, it was like I'm listening to him like an Aesop fable tell Paperboy about standing in the same spot. So I had placed him in by my ear from what he was saying. I had placed him on like a higher tier, like, oh, he's here to give him a lesson, right? To teach him. He's just trying to teach you like a Jiminy Cricket. And then Jiminy Cricket tells Pinocchio, and I'm going to take your fucking shoes. And I'm going to take your jacket. And I'm going to rob Geppetto.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
to me, that's
okay.
what made the lesson hit home.
That's the way
it made it even more scarier because that was real.
Right. And that's what Paperboy embraces, right? Keeping it real. So I think that's why the lesson needed to be like this for him. For other people, it might have gone differently. But I think for him, one, usually when they do stuff like this and you basically having an internal conflict with yourself, you end up seeing like an evil version of yourself or something. But with this one, it really is like a magical Negro character that just pops up out of nowhere. It's some fantastical character based in the reality of Paperboy's world. Just a homeless dude living in the woods, saying stuff that sound crazy, but ain't that damn crazy. And also, he's a homeless person, suspecting. Then he just pulls out a box cut on you, which is a reality. Like, it's just, I just felt like this was one of the best fantastical moments that they had in this season with two characters. You know, Bibby was more like a comical fantasy, but this was like a dark path shit. You know, this is the climax of Paperboy's story at this point in his life.
Yeah, it was some real like self-reflective shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And even to the point of like, why is the person that is making him move forward an old homeless black dude? Like, where did he envision that from? How did he create that character to be the voice of reason for him? It just takes into account a lot of the things that you might worry you might become or you know, maybe this is somebody else that's in his life that or similar to someone else in his life that maybe used to talk like this to him as a kid. You know, I just started thinking about shit like that. Like, why choose this character? You know, why not have it be like an old woman lost in the woods or something like that? And then the point where he mentions Paperboy's mom, dog. You just like your mama. That's what he thinking. That's clearly what Paperboy is thinking, in my opinion, about himself. But he's still himself too. So it's a lot. Like I don't. This is my favorite episode. It's just a lot going on.
Yeah,
in these wood scenes.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it again because, like, even when y'all were talking about the kids talking about Star Wars stuff, I didn't even catch that.
Mm-hmm. So he decides to make a decision, and that is to run, not stand still. And as soon as he makes the decision to run, he comes right out of the woods near a gas station. Walks into the gas station to go get something to drink. And this white kid recognizes him. He said, "Man, you Paperboy?" And before the white kid can even ask, Paperboy's like, "Yeah, you want a picture?" And not only does he just take a picture, he's like, all right, let's take a regular picture. All right, let's take a gangster one now. He's like trying to fully embrace that culture. He's trying to fully embrace the path that he's chosen to walk, the Paperboy path. And somewhere in there, I think he'll reestablish where Alfred. But for right now, I think for him to become a better Alfred, he got to embrace this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what happens when him and Ern finally run into each other again. What that conversation is going to be like.
Yeah, because Alfred, just like how we said, Alfred has been, you know, and this could have been something he's been thinking about throughout the series. It's just, you know, something that we're finally getting to see in this episode. Because, you know, he's been in a funky attitude since day one.
Yep.
You know, bits and pieces where you see him in more of a joyful, you know, mood. But for the most part, it's been a lot of the self-loathing. He's been sharp with people, you know, just a nasty attitude. So this was kind of like, I think this was his wake-up call too.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is. So I just wanted to play this clip of him actually embracing the gram.
Hey, excuse me? Are you Paperboy?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm Paperboy. Want a picture? Come on. Got it. There you go.
Yeah. I got it.
All right. Ready? And give like a mug face, man. Yeah, you did. You got it? I'm taking over. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Be safe out here.
And then the end with those cricket sounds, man. You know, that wrote out the whole end credits joint. Now, I just, watching that scene and watching him have that realization and watching him embrace it, I feel like you can see weight lifted off of him. When he does that laugh while resting his face on the cold drink of relief from getting out of them damn woods and today just being a hard-ass day. When he chuckles because he realizes, like, that's the test. Are you like, here's your moment now to, are you really gonna move forward? Are you really ready to do this shit? And he chuckles like, this is my life. And I also feel like he was thinking, like, how do I, are you Paperboy? Like that's the ultimate question for him. Are you Paperboy? Are you ready to be Paperboy? And he embraces it. So
yeah.
Now.
No, and I think too, also, and I mean, we've all seen it too, how your attitude, especially towards people who are the people who are supporting you, it does make a big difference, and I think that's also a start of him understanding that, you might can want to say like, I'm real and I want to have this quote unquote persona, but I mean, you still have to be respectful towards people. You just can't like brush people off, especially people that are fans of you and they know who you are. So that was good that, he also got that realization, like, maybe I need to be more open towards people in order for me to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. And I mean, that's pretty much, I'll just go through who wrote this episode, who directed this episode. And I believe this episode was written by Stefani Robinson.
Yep.
Who has I guess is making a name for herself. I'm not sure what else she's done. But I saw a lot of people.
It's not the first Atlanta episode she's written either, isn't it?
I don't think it is. But I saw a lot of people like congratulating her and talking about how she's showing a lot of growth and she's kind of a badass with writing these episodes. I want to find out where she's from, or what any other significance will probably be for her character. But it's all good. I just like to see that there are like really, really strong women writers on this show, women writers and directors that we've gotten to see a lot of this season, despite the complaints about the writing of Van's character.
I was gonna say, despite the fact that there are people that are actually boycotting Atlanta.
No, they never
boycotting Donald Glover, saying that he, creates a negative stereotype of black women on the show.
Mm-hmm. I saw people saying that, and if you get mad at me, it's whatever. This is just my perspective on things. Y'all niggas talking about y'all boycotting Atlanta won't never fucking watching it in the first goddamn place. So the show didn't lose shit. If y'all talking about boycotting over one fucking episode and talking about the way he write black women, I'm sorry, but I'm just not seeing some great difference between the way he has written the male characters on this show and the way he's written the female characters. Everybody on this show is fucking flawed. Nobody is winning over anybody else. And to act like it's just been this focus on the denigration of black female characters, as if Paperboy selling drugs and Earn living in a storage bin is some shit that niggas need to be proud of and carrying a torch for. Mm-hmm. Earn is still the worst character on this show as far as I'm concerned. And Van ain't nowhere close. To me, if we talking about the hierarchy, it's Darius, Van, Paperboy, Earn.
Yeah, Van is straight. And I mean, I don't know, like things I could get if somebody says, hey, we didn't like the way this one character, this one minor character was written, or this one scene, that's cool. But like it does make you feel like there's a lot of people who say, oh no, I don't like the way Atlanta does it because of this one thing. It's like, well, have you been watching this entire season? Have you watched the first season? Because you're literally talking about this one episode. And one episode shouldn't turn you off of any show.
Yeah.
Unless that shit was crazy as fuck.
I was about to say, it's got to be crazy as shit. Stephanie,
unless it was crazy as fuck, I could see on that. But
Stephanie Robinson did the Bibby episode, the barbershop. That's why everybody was picking up her.
I guess I know she did another one. I remember because when I saw the name, I was like, I recognize that name.
That's also where the fantastical feeling comes from. So it's nice that those two episodes get the comparison. That fantastical feel of just what the fuck is going on, man. And both of them for Paperboy too. Both of them were Paperboy episodes.
Wow.
The Hiro directed this one, and for the last 3 episodes this season. Next week we'll do This week actually we'll do North of the Border, and that's directed by Hiro, written by Jamal Lowry. Donald Glover is directing an episode that Stephen Glover wrote called Fubu. I'm wondering if that's gonna be Ern's episode, but I would think it would be more befitting if Ern's episode was the last episode, Crabs in a Barrel.
Oh, that's him.
And directed by Hiro and written by Stephen Glover. So we'll see, won't we? Yeah, we will.
3 more left.
So, all right, y'all. This has been Where's My 40 Acres, the Boob Tube review show of Atlanta Season 2, Episode 8, Woods, and my favorite episode this season. Can't wait to see how this ends.
I saw on Facebook, they had the picture with all their jackets and how it just foreshadowed their episode.
Mm-hmm. It was there in front of us the whole time.
I was like, just like last season when when Childish Gambino's album was right in front of us too.
Mm-hmm.
Cover art and everything.
Yeah. There's definitely one of them shows you can go back and watch and see what you missed. Because there's going to be some stuff that's going to come to light later. But there's so much other crazy stuff going on around it that you miss it. That misdirection is a bitch. But that's just good writing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is. All right, y'all. We appreciate everybody listening. If you're listening to us on YouTube, shout out to you for giving us some views. Make sure you follow the podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, basically any podcast app. Just look up Where's My 40 Acres. There is a playlist for season 1 if you want to go back and listen to it. There's a playlist currently going for season 2 if you missed an episode, so you really shouldn't have that problem. And shout out to everybody who continues to support the show. 3 more episodes left. Show ends May 10th. Yeah, we'll be here the whole time. So,
did they ever find, what was the song that started at the beginning of the episode?
Oh, Meditate, Earth Gang, and JID.
JID, yeah.
I was like,
That's on the Rags EP.
Almost forgot. JID opened the episode, man. Been telling y'all about JID forever. Pay attention. We know what we talking about.
2 people signed to Dreamville that J. Cole says nothing about.
Nope. Because they're not good enough to be featured on his album, according to him.
The shame of it all.
Oh, yeah. If y'all didn't know, we're not huge J. Cole fans. All right. We out. Peace.